All right, well, welcome to our third monthly session. This is our PM office hours session for Express and Schema Cloud Service. And welcome aboard everyone who's here, Oracle, non-Oracle, Drew, Vlad, Christina, Blaine, welcome. I'm going to go right ahead here. We have a quick agenda. We'll start with a couple of quick housekeeping items. Then I did prepare a short presentation, as always, just about 10 minutes long. And for this session, I thought it would be good to focus on getting started, how to just get started quickly with Exadata Express, signing up for free trials, jumping in, logging in, those initial steps to get you over the hurdle and get you up and running with Exadata Express. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I think that'll take about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, we'll see. And then we've got plenty of time for question and answer. If any of you have questions, feel free to jump in, use your audio, or you can ask questions over chat as well. All right, so in terms of housekeeping, our office hours session from last time was recorded and is now available. This is the direct link to it on YouTube. The last session was particularly useful. I think we had Vlad on the line giving us a demo of the new vanity URL functionality in Exadata Express Cloud Service. This allows you to use your own domain name and also your own SSL certificate instead of the default domain name and default Oracle certificate. You can set that stuff up. It also allows you to do IP whitelisting. So lots of great added value with this enhancement. You can see a full demo of it in the recording. Also, take a look at our Exadata Express Welcome Tour video series. I'm going to switch over, show that. So this is on YouTube as well, and we've got a good set of videos to help you get up and running. The link is there on the slide. Follow us on Twitter. So this is my Twitter handle and Vlad's. And then lastly, in terms of events, Kscope is coming up. That's June 10th through 14th in Orlando. I put the link there. Switch over to that. You can learn all about Kscope and I guess all the fun things to do in Orlando as well. So come join us. Be lots of presentations on topics that are relevant to Apex. And of course, Exadata Express is a great host for Apex apps. Also REST-based apps that are using ORDs or the REST interface. So come join us. I think you'll pick up some interesting information there. We welcome participation in that. All right, so let's jump into the short presentation part of this office hours. And I'm going to talk a little bit about pricing and getting up and running. All right, so let's start with just the pricing and packaging piece. And I've got remember this URL. This is the reference URL. This has pretty much all the information you need in terms of selecting a package and how much it costs and what you get. Exadata Express is kind of unique in the sense that it has these all-inclusive packages. You're not paying separately for compute and storage and network bandwidth. It's all in one. You pay for one shape, and you get all the memory you need. You get the compute processing that you need. You get the network bandwidth that you need. It's all fully supported. There's no separate cost for Oracle support. You get a customer number. You can log into the support portal and file SRs and ask questions, just like you would with other Oracle products and services. So support, all the tech specs, everything is included, and you can see the list of shapes that are here. So I'll scroll down a little bit. And these are, I should point out too, these are the new universal credits shapes. Last fall, Oracle Cloud did a major launch of a new feature where what you're buying is credits, and they're credits that can be applied to any number of PaaS or IaaS services. So you could spend those credits on Exadata Express. You could spend those credits on Oracle Database Cloud Service, the full instance service running in VM. You could spend it on Exadata Cloud Service. You could spend it on, IaaS storage or IaaS compute, spend it on whatever. But you're basically buying credits. And the way I think about it is these are, and this is, kind of my analogy, they're kind of like gift cards. What you're purchasing are gift cards, and then you can spend those on Oracle Cloud services as you need. They're durable, they last. You don't always know exactly what shapes and what specs you need up front, so you get some credits and you can spend them as you determine that. And also as we progress these services, we add new feature functionality, we add new shapes in the future, things that you don't know about right now. The credits can be applied to those, future things that we come out with as well. So very nice model, and these are all the shapes that you can get with the credits. You can see we have an X20 shape. This is kind of starter shape, X250 shape, X500, X1000, and X1000 IM. This is the one with in-memory column store, and it gives you a full terabyte of storage, 4 cores, lots of RAM. Looks like we might have some questions coming up. I'm going to just open the chat window. Oh, okay, no questions yet. So these are the shapes, and let me explain this a little bit too, the pay-as-you-go. So this column is the hourly price for an arm's length relationship with Oracle. No contract, no other services necessarily, no long-term commitments. You just want a few hours here and there. You're not quite sure. You want to experiment. This is the pay-as-you-go price. Now, of course, many of our customers, we have deep business relationships with these customers, and we're providing a number of mission-critical systems to them in the cloud and on-premise. If you're already spending in the cloud with Oracle, I believe the threshold is $1,000 per month. If you're spending $1,000 per month anywhere in Oracle Cloud, you get this monthly flex price, which is a discounted price. And under monthly flex, you can get an Exadata Express X20 shape for about $175, $175 US per month. So very low entry-level price. And of course, it's hourly. You're paying for hours used, and there is a way to stop and start the meter. So it could actually be well below $175 a month if you're only using it for certain hours or certain weeks during the month, for dev and test type environments. It can actually be much lower than that. And also, I should point out too, this monthly flex with the basic monthly commitment, that does not include additional discounting that may be provided to you through your Oracle sales rep. So if you are purchasing through an Oracle sales rep rather than online, there is additional discounting that's possible on top of that, and it largely depends on the length of commitment, and so the number of years of commitment and the monthly spend. So you can work with your sales rep on that. I'll only say it's possible you could get additional discounts on top of what you see here. But in any case, we can get you up and running with an X20 shape with Oracle Database Enterprise Edition, plus options, running a very capable cloud database at $175 US a month, or even less, very low entry-level pricing. But we can also scale up to larger shapes that give you a lot more and do cost a little more, but you get a lot more RAM, you get more cores, more storage. Also, let me comment on this too in the bottom. This is our non-metered service. This is what we started with, where it's just a regular monthly spend. And you can see for X20, it's $175 a month. With this new credits model, we're phasing that out. We're in the process of phasing that out. It's still here on the page because any existing customers who purchased non-metered service with us in the past are grandfathered and they're able to continue renewing or even expanding and buying initial. So if you're one of our original customers going way back with us to the beginning, you're able to do this as well, just a regular monthly cost, but it's really only this one shape. You don't have access to the larger shapes. All right, so that's a full explanation of the shapes and the pricing. Again, remember this URL. If you have questions, you can come back here. This is all online, available to the public. And I see we have a question. Okay, Vlad. If we want to add So question to everyone, if we want to add vanity URL support for Exadata Express using load balancing classic service, would that be included in the shape pricing, or would this be separate charge? If separate, what would be the estimated additional cost per month on top of the Exadata Express price? Okay, so we talked a little bit about the vanity URL last session, and thanks Vlad for demonstrating that. If you want to use the vanity URL with the Oracle Cloud Load Balancing Classic service, there is an additional cost for that. So you need to purchase a LBAS instance separately. And fortunately, that's not super expensive. If I recall correctly, that service starts at less than $50 a month. So I'm not in a position where I can put the full pricing sheet on that right at the moment, but it is a separate cost if you want to use LBAS for the vanity URL, for the IP whitelisting, custom domain name, custom certificate. You can do that, but it is a separate cost. You can use the same credits to pay for it, so you can pay for it out of the same pool of credits, and I believe it's less than $50 a month if I remember correctly, something like $47 a month. So great question. Hopefully that answers that question. All right, so let's go back here. I think that covers pricing and packaging. Now, let's talk about how to jump in and just try it for free. And I'm going to go back over to my browser here. We have the cloud.oracle.com/tryit page up right now. And this is another good URL to remember. With this, you get free US $300 in credits that last for a month. And you can spend those free credits on any number of things. You can see pointers to specific things down here. And there is a translation of that dollar value in non-US currencies. So it may map to a slightly different number in a different currency. And this program was initially available in 20 or 30 countries around the world. It's recently been expanded. There's a good FAQ that lists all the countries. It's now vastly, we expanded it by many X. So it's now very good coverage worldwide in just about everywhere you might want to try it. I can send you the FAQ. It's actually in here. It's a FAQ link. Let's click on that. Excuse me. Let's just say, okay, so here is in the FAQ the list of countries. So fairly comprehensive coverage where this program is available now. And this is the link for that, trial-FAQ. So if you want to get started with this, you click on Create Free Account, this button I'm highlighting, and then you will see a page that looks like this. So yes, there is a form you have to fill out, and pretty standard stuff. It may look a little daunting at first blush, but this is pretty standard stuff. You'll have to enter an email address, a name, pick your country. You will be verified. There'll be a phone and or email verification step where you'll receive a notification and you have to respond to it. You do have to enter a credit card. There's a ping to make sure it's a valid credit card, but nothing is debited to that credit card. Again, very standard stuff. You see, very similar in other cloud services. And of course, you have to agree to the terms and conditions. So fairly straightforward, I think, to sign up for your US 300 free credits. And then I'm going to go back to the slides at this point. So after you've done that, you'll receive some welcome emails, and in one of them will be a link to log in and get started. And I wanted to provide a quick tip on this. In Oracle Cloud, there are multiple identity management systems. There's a kind of our initial identity management system called Shared IDM, Shared Identity Management. And then there's our more recent, more hot off the press, Oracle Cloud IDCS, Identity Management Cloud Service. So IDCS is more recent. When Exadata Express was launched, the one that was available at that time was Oracle Shared IDM. So that's what Exadata Express is on. We are certainly looking at incorporating IDCS into Exadata Express at some point in the future as well. But we're on shared IDM right now. So one tip here is when you log in and start trying to use your free credits, try to provision your first Exadata Express instance using those credits, you want to make sure that you're on your shared IDM account. You'll actually get IDCS and shared IDM accounts as part of this. And we've had a couple folks, and this, admittedly, this is a little confusing. We've had a couple folks get confused by this. So first tip, first best practice, when you log in and try to create your first Exadata Express instance, just check and make sure that you're on the correct identity domain and that you're on your shared IDM account. And I got a couple screenshots here. I've rubbed out relevant numbers, you know, subscription IDs and identity domains, but you want to verify that you're on the correct cloud identity domain. And then the keyword that you want to look for is this word that says traditional. That means you're on the right identity domain and you're logged in using your shared IDM account rather than your IDCS account. So then once you're on the right identity domain, you're on the shared IDM account, then you'll be able to drill into Exadata Express and create instances. So important tip there, this is described in our service documentation as well, in our end user documentation. We have some information on this, but I pointed out here just in the interest of perhaps saving you a little time. So go check and verify your ID domain and your account. All right, other things that'll help you get up and running quickly are the welcome tour, which I showed earlier, and I put the link here again. Definitely take a look at that. In 30 minutes or less, you watch the videos, you'll pretty much be an expert. You'll know what you need to do. You'll have a pretty good grasp on what's included in the service and how to get going. So definitely take a look at the YouTube video series. We put a lot of effort into those videos. Nice, prescriptive, step-by-step. Sit back, watch it on screen, and see what you need to do. We've also put a lot of effort into our online service documentation. So I wanted to show that, kind of point that out as well. This is the what's called the OHC, or Oracle Help Center homepage for Exadata Express Cloud Service. So lots of pointers here that you can click on to go get started. If you want to just see the list of books that are relevant to Exadata Express, you can click here. I'll draw your attention. There's a lot of Oracle database books that are included in the library. You want to look up specific Oracle database functionality. I want to draw your attention to this book in particular. I'm sorry, this one right here. Using Oracle Database Exadata Express Cloud Service. This is like the reference manual for Exadata Express customers. And we've got, we think of pretty much all you need to get going here. Managing your identity domains, connecting apps, clients, drivers, using SQL+, SQL CL, SQL Developer, .NET, Java, developing using the Documents and Collections interface, SOTA, developing with database clients, connecting with various clients, Apex development, so lots of useful information in our service documentation. And I certainly would encourage you, if you're a new customer getting up and running, getting started, I think everyone should take a look. And internal Oracle users who are experimenting with Exadata Express, I send this link out a lot. Definitely go take a look at the using guide. It'll help you get started. All right, one other thing too is, we showed the link to the book. I think this is a good thing to do as well. When you want to go to the Exadata Express Service Console, you can certainly get to it by logging into Oracle Cloud and going to your dashboard, your Cloud Portal page, and then drilling into Exadata Express in particular. That's a click stream that will get you there. It takes a couple clicks. If you want to go right to the Service Console for your specific cloud database, then what I always recommend is create a bookmark to it. And you'll get a link, you'll get this link in a welcome email message as well, but it's easy to miss. So I wanted to draw attention to this as well. You should have a link that looks something like this, and this will take you right to the Service Console for that particular Exadata Express Cloud database. And it's got the instance name, So this is the name you entered when you created the instance. Maybe you called it demo or sample or dev or test or prod, but whatever you call it, this is your instance name, the name of your cloud PDB. Then hyphen identity domain, and then DB, and then your data center. This will be either US2 or EM2, depending on whether your instance is running in Chicago or Amsterdam. And you'll know that as well. It'll be visible not only in the URL, I believe it's in the welcome email too. So enter that, and then oraclecloudapps.com/console. So create a bookmark or shortcut in your browser to your Service Console link, and then it's very easy to get to it the next time. One click, boom, you're there, you're at the Service Console. All right, so that's my whirlwind tour of things you need to select, procure, provision, buy, start for free, and then get to your Service Console, the things that will get you up and running quickly. So with that, I'm going to I've been doing a lot of talking here. I'm going to pause and just see what questions you may have. We've got plenty of time for question and answer on the topic of pricing and getting started, or on whatever topic that is of interest and related to Express or Schema service. So I'll pause right there. Feel free to pipe up over audio or over chat. I would love to hear what your questions are. I'm going to open up the chat window. So Sarika joined us as well. Vlad, do you want to add anything to what we've already said today? Any other getting started tips? No? Okay. Sarika, Drew, Judith, any questions I can help answer?
Not at this point, thank you.
And I should probably introduce Sarika as well. She has helped us tremendously with putting together our end user documentation. So Sarika, that's your contributions have been invaluable. Thank you. If you have questions about end user doc or structure of the doc or any additional things we should add to the doc, you've got Sarika and Drew here as well. So feel free to mention it. Blaine, you've demoed a couple times in public forums using Exadata Express as a backend. How's that going?
Actually, I use it quite, let's see which one. Any of my talks where I do an ORDS demonstration, I'm using the Exadata Express. It works really well for ORDS. I didn't have to set up a bunch of extra permissions like I do in some other instances. But I've, knock on wood, I've yet to have it fail. And it's backing my IoT to the database talk, which is one of my more risky talks because I do live demos of several different things, and it's always worked really well for me.
This is another hidden gem in Exadata Express, I think. Not only does it give you Apex comes all pre-configured, ready to go, it also gives you an ORDS cluster, all configured, ready to go. And the steps that you need to do to set up specific REST endpoints are very simple. It's straightforward, and we've documented that as well in our documentation. So you can set up REST endpoints in your database. You don't necessarily have to worry about, okay, how am I going to set up ORDS? Where am I going to host it? What is it going to run on? Do I need a full WebLogic cluster to host it? All that stuff is taken care of. ORDS is just there. All you need to do is define endpoints that you want. So I think that adds a lot of value in a service like this. Christina, I think this is your first time on one of our PM office hours sessions. And I know you've been involved in Apex in particular with a couple customers in APAC that have an interest in Express and Schema. Any thoughts questions, Christina?
No, I don't have really a question. I just joined just to get the information going. So if any APEC customer comes with any questions, it might be something that I learned from the question and answer, your office hour session. So that's why I joined.
Great. Well, welcome aboard. And with the previous office hours have been recorded too. If you get a chance, you might want to go take a look at them. Some good demo and so forth. And I think it's a great host for Apex applications as well. You know, it's a lost entry point, fully managed with Apex all pre-configured and ready to go. And we try to keep the Apex fairly current. We do update Apex pretty regularly here. We're on 5.1.4 now. Looking to go to the forthcoming Apex 18C very soon as well. So it's a great place for Apex apps. I'm going to call it a wrap for today then. We'll give you some time back. And as always, we'll be back next month with another PM Office Hours. Thank you very much for your participation today. And stay tuned for our next session coming up soon.